Now it's time for the next phase in film production, shooting your film. Now I know that writing your screenplay is the most important part of filmmaking, but for me, filming and using cinematography has always been the most fun part. You get to be an artist with cinematography. You get to paint with lighting and convey meaning and emotion through symbolism, composition, and camera movement. Ultimately, it's all about visual storytelling. It's so fun to just be on set and watch your film come to life before your very eyes. It's time to head to set and start filming. Not so fast. First, we need a shot list. Now, not all directors use shot lists, but I've always found them so essential. For me, going without a shot list would be like going up for a speech without having any idea what I'm going to say. So let's get to writing it. Now, the way I write shot lists is unique. It's sort of a hybrid between conventional storyboards and shot lists. First, I have in my mind a clear idea about what the location looks like and which actors or actresses are in the scene. Then, I determine their movement throughout the set, either by running through it with the actors or simply imagining it in my mind. Following this, I make all my decisions by writing out a shot list, angle by angle. My shot list is really the finished film playing out in my mind before I even show up on set. This way, I know exactly which shots I need to get in order to piece it all together in the editing room later. Don't forget sound. If you have a microphone, get it as close to your talent as possible. I know it sounds simple, but it's really the best advice for sound recording. The most important thing at this stage is for the actors to bring the characters to life and the cinematography to tell the story well. So really be open with your actors, explain to them why they're acting the way that they do, the motivation for their character, and of course, be open to their ideas because they usually have great ideas. With cinematography, be asking yourself this question: how can I tell the most information visually and convey the story? And the best way to do that are the three aspects of cinematography: lighting, composition, and movement. So really use those three and keep practicing with them, and you'll be on your way to become a great cinematographer. Better catch this sun while it's still up. Then you show up to film. It's a test of endurance, a time for great memories. I'll be honest, if you really want to get your movie perfect, those 30 takes can really pile up. Hurry up, I don't want you to be late. But you forget about it in the end when you watch a great work of art unfold on the screen. So this is really what composition is: the use of landscape and characters and their arrangement within the frame of the camera to convey meaning and tell the story. So for example, right now this doorway is framing me, and that's leading the audience's eye directly to me as the subject. Also, these walls, they're acting as lines which intersect in the vanishing point in the background. And since I'm right on that vanishing point, your eye is directly drawn to me as the subject. So composition is really about spatial arrangements and geometry, and about using location and the setup of the characters to really tell the story and convey a certain message within the frame. So you can really lead the audience's eye, you can convey a certain particular meaning or theme. It's just a beautiful way to represent, visual poetry. And it's been used throughout the centuries in art, and I think it's just something so primal as human beings that we can understand and really appreciate. With Connect, I wanted to use lighting that reflected a lifestyle consumed by electronics. That's why I picked blue. It's the color of TVs, computers, phones. Even Joe's blue suit reflects this theme, and the blue tiling in the bathroom in the beginning. It's about the little details in telling the story. In the end, the green grass reflects this newfound lifestyle of joy and friendship and connection to reality. One neat lighting trick I want to share is the LED TV light flicker that I got. I achieved this by simply adjusting the dial on the back of the LED panel to sporadically change the intensity of the light. In the beginning of the film, I want the camera movement to be primarily static, to reflect Joe's lifestyle of little direction beyond the day-to-day, just a repetitive drudgery and disconnection from the world. As the film progresses, I use the camera movement around Joe orbiting to represent his confused, nervous state of mind as he misses his bus. Now, ideally, at the end, I would have liked to use a dolly to really punctuate that moment where Dan makes the connection with Joe, but I didn't want to get anyone's way setting up dolly tracks since we were filming at a train station, so I did it just static. With Connect, obviously, I wanted to use composition that told the story well. So in the beginning, when I have Maria and Joe and the close-ups of both of them, I cut back and forth, but I used closed framing so you didn't know that they were sitting right next to each other. And then I cut to a wide shot to reveal the irony of how they're right next to each other but they're texting. I really wanted to seal that theme in the opening scene, and I really thought that that was a good way to achieve that. In the end, I used deep staging, which is where Juliana is sitting in the foreground and Joe's in the background coming in the door. Now she can't see him, but the audience can, which makes it really neat, and we can see the relationship spatially in the frame, and about how Joe's coming back to finally, make that authentic connection and play with the red ball with her that she's been wanting to do for the whole film with him. Isn't cinematography great? You get to be an artist and turn everything around you into a work of art. You get to tell stories visually with pictures and just really find layers and layers and everything. It's just awesome. It really is. Someone had to state the obvious. Anyway, I challenge you to get out there, have fun filming your movie and using cinematography, and I'll see you next time.